Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Tuesday means it's Type 2 or Standard Tuesday, and we have one of the weirder takes on kind of a ramp list I've ever seen. This is kind of a big red deck that's also splashing a few black cards. I'm calling this one Rakdos Treasures. Comes to us from Ohio Kazuhiro, who took it to a top 8 finish at a recent PPTQ, so congrats to Ohio on a super sweet deck. A quick reminder before we break down Rakdos Treasures for Ixalan Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see a main to videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Rakdos Treasures, named after two treasure producers, which actually make up like half the creatures in the deck. For 2 mana, we get Wily Goblin, which might not look like much, but when you consider that red isn't really a traditional ramp color, having a 2 mana 1/1 that also makes a treasure token that can add a mana, basically a Lotus Petal, is actually really powerful and super unique. We also have Captain Lannery Storm, which is kind of a repeatable Wily Goblin. We gotta attack with it, but we can theoretically keep getting a treasure every turn if we keep attacking with our Captain Lannery Storm. So kind of the sweet spot in this deck, if we can play Wily Goblin on 2, gets us up to 4 mana. On 3, we have Lannery Storm, gets us up to 5 mana on turn 4. So our sweet spot is kind of between 4 to 6 mana, because we can use our treasure producers to ramp into those big cards a turn or even 2 turns quicker if we have multiple Wily Goblins or Captain Lannery Storms. So what are we ramping into? First off, we have some really powerful creatures. One of the most crazy draws we can have with this deck is just play like a Captain Lannery Storm on 3, use the treasure that we get on turn 4 to get a Glory Bringer, shoot down our opponent's blockers so we can keep attacking with Captain Lannery Storm, get more treasures, which gives us mana to cast a Combustible Gear Hulk on turn 5 to draw a bunch of cards and deal a bunch of damage. So really powerful threats that we can ramp into. Glorybringer, just one of the strongest Magic cards in Standard. Combustible Gear Hulk, I don't know if I'd call it one of the strongest cards in Standard, but it is really powerful when you get it down early. Put your opponent in kind of a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. They're either going to take a bunch of damage or let you draw 3 cards. While it is frustrating to give the opponent the choice, either one of those outcomes is pretty good, especially when you're guaranteed to have a 6/6 first striking body left behind. So beyond the creatures, we also have some planeswalkers to ramp into. If we play a Wily Goblin on turn 2, on turn 3 we can get down Chandra Torch of Defiance, start shooting down our opponent's creatures, doming their face for damage, a steady stream of card advantage, just a very strong planeswalker. And then Liliana Death's Majesty, we're not really a reanimation deck, but getting back our Lannery Storms, getting back our Glory Bringers, our Combustible Gear Hulks is some nice value. Plus, we can always just keep plussing to make zombies, maybe blow up the board eventually. So more strong threats to ramp into with our treasures. We also have a couple of enchantments. Vance's Blasting Cannons is kind of like Enchantment Chandra. It gives us that steady stream of card advantage every turn. If we flip it around, we can start lightning bolting things with a land. And then just one Sunbird's Invocation. We're definitely not a Sunbird's Invocation deck. It's just kind of a one of, a fun of, they say sometimes. For value, it does work well with Combustible Gear Hulks and some of our big threats. So it's not the focal point of the deck, but it is a nice one of to have access to, and we do churn through our deck really well with Combustible Gear Hulks, Chandras, Vance's Blasting Cannons. We're seeing a lot of cards, and we'll randomly, sooner or later, run into our Sunbird's Invocation, and then we generate a ton of value. Otherwise, we have a ton of removal. Lightning Strike, Repeating Barrage, and Cut to Ribbons are of note because they can all kill creatures in the early game, but then in the late game, they can all go with our opponent's face. Cut to Ribbons with the help of Ribbons, Aftermath Effect. But these cards help us close out the game. We get in some Glorybringer damage, get in some Captain Lannery Storm hits, and then we can use these cards to just finish our opponent off once their life total gets low. A Braid gives us a removal spell that can kill a Long Tusk Up on turn 2, also take down Heart of Kirin, Godpharaoh's Gift, any of the powerful artifacts in the format. Vraska's Contempt to deal with Planeswalkers, also annoying gods like Hazaret and Scarab God. Sweltering Suns, Hour of Devastation, give us a way to just sweep away the board, deal with a whole bunch of tokens or go wide strategies. As far as the mana base, we have a bunch of dual lands. Canyon Slough, Dragon Skull Summit with a small desert package. Ramen Up Ruins gets in some more damage like we were talking about with our burn spells. If we can get our opponent down to like 5 life, 6 life, we should be able to finish them off with direct damage. Plus, our Ramen Up Ruins enables Scavenger Grounds, which is great against God Pharaoh's Gift, great against Scarab God decks, then some basic lands. As far as the sideboard, we get a ton of discard. That's like half of our sideboard is discard spells, 4 Duresses, 2 Harsh Scrutinies for creature-y matchups, Doomfalls to do double duty, exiling stuff from our opponent's hand, or dealing with things on the battlefield. Then a bunch more removal, especially for aggro matchups. Magma Spray for Ramen Bread, dealing with little threats, getting rid of Earthshaker Kenras and Champion Wits forever. Lightning Strikes, Abrades, another Cut to Ribbons. Chandra's Defeat specifically for Ramen Bread, and then 1 PNLR, because value, I guess. And that is Rakdos Treasures for Ixalan Standard, and that's our instant deck tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.